Hello and welcome to the very first video on the Nerdhut channel. This video is meant to be an addition to the article linked below. In this episode I want to give you a quick overview of the budget word clock project. So let's start by taking the front panel off. As you can see, I did not glue it down yet, so I can show you the internals. Underneath the acrylic panel, there is this laser-cut matte black piece of cardboard with all the letters cut out. The next layer is a piece of parchment or baking paper. Its only purpose is to diffuse the light coming from the LEDs to illuminate each letter evenly. After removing it, you can see that I used LED strips for the words that I wanted to illuminate. The single LED strips are separated by foam pieces that form a grid. Now I want to take a quick look at the case. The case is made out of wood. You can use any wood you like, but I went with this nice birch wood planks. There isn't even a lot I can say about the case. It's really simple to build. Get yourself some wood and glue it together according to this image. It's that simple. As you can see, the case is made up by two squares. An inner frame where the board with the LED strips stuck to it will be mounted, and the exterior, which is the only thing that's going to be visible from the outside at the end. You only need to make sure that the glass panel and the cardboard can sit nicely on the inner frame when everything is assembled. I glued the inner frame to the exterior and left this little lip for the front panels to go. So now to the electronics. This is what the clock looks like from the inside. At first it might look complicated, but it's a really simple construction. The two big copper wires on the left and right side are the 5V and ground connection of the circuit. These two copper wires are connected to this external power supply. You don't have to hardwire these together. You could of course use a connector so that you can detach the cable if necessary. Each line of LED strips is then connected to 5V, as you can see here. Here in the middle you can see three copper wires. The top one is ground, the middle one is the data line, and the bottom one is the 5V line. Obviously each strip in one line has to be connected with the other ones, and the very last strip of a line has to be connected to ground. These yellow wires make up the data line, which lets you control the LEDs. It starts here at the very first LED of the strip, and it then travels through the entire strip. So it goes into the first segment here, then travels to the next one in the line, and the last output of each line is then connected to the first input of the next line of LEDs. When you place the LED strips, look out for these little white arrows on the strip and make sure that they all point in the same direction. These arrows indicate the direction of the data flow. I used an Arduino to control the clock. To be more precise, I used an Arduino Nano and just glued it into the case, because these things are so cheap that you can just glue them down. To hold the time, I used this standard RTC module and connected it to the Arduino. I supplied a complete list of parts in the article, linked in the description. The RTC module is connected to the ground and the Arduino's V-in is connected to the 5V rail. The data line of the LED strip is connected to the Arduino's second pin, so pin 2. I used this little 470 ohm resistor for extra protection and just put this piece of heat shrink around it. Okay, now let's just put it back together. First, get the parchment paper and put it on the grid. Make sure that the parchment paper does not cover the wooden edges too much, because it would prevent the glue from sticking. Now grab your laser cut front panel and glue it to the wooden frame. Make sure that the letters align with the boxes that the foam grid creates. Last but not least, put the acrylic front plate on and glue it in place. Let everything dry and there you go. I recommend that you use pieces of tape to secure the front plate to the frame while the glue cures. Now you just need to plug it in and show it off. I hope you liked this very first episode. Consider subscribing and leave a comment if you tried this build or if you have recommendations about different materials, etc. Have a great day!